Hello, episode 201. I missed the last one, which was a significant number, but I'll explain why I wasn't too bothered about that a little bit later on. Welcome to everyone. This is the Synth Network show. We are live. It is just gone 7 p.m. here in the UK, 11 a.m. on the West Coast, 2 p.m. on the East Coast, and yeah, whatever time it might be in your part of the world. Welcome, one and all. We appreciate you coming on and viewing us, whether you're watching us on YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, Facebook, and all those other places. Thank you ever so much. Do say hi in the chat and let us know that you're here. Tell us where you're from. If you're a newbie, say hi and we'll give you a big welcome hug. We've got 2 hours of synth and music related chat, and we've got a little bit of news. There's not a huge amount, you know. It's kind of post. We're still in that post NAM lull and that pre super booth, you know, ramp up. So who knows? We might get something interesting at some point in the next few weeks. Actually, we've got something very interesting next week. More on that later. We're going to give you all my good stuff straight away, as I said to the wife when I first met her. So welcome, one and all. Before we do anything else, let's get the major boring stuff out of the way. Of course, if you haven't already, give us a like on the video. Give us a comment. Tell us what you think. Comment on anything, whether it's in the video below, if you're underneath the video, if you're watching on catch up. Of course, if you're live, you can do it over there somewhere, or maybe down there in the chat window, and you can do that on Facebook and YouTube and Twitch and Twitter, so you can get in touch with us during the show that way as well. And of course, we are across all of those platforms, so YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Instagram. We're also on Threads, and of course Twitter, formerly known as, or X, formerly known as Twitter, whatever. So yeah, do some of that for us. Give us a subscribe as well on YouTube, because that really does help us and lets us know that you love us. And share us around if you think there are people that are missing out on 2 hours of old men ranting about music technology. Let them know. They might want to join us. One other thing that you can do, if you want to support the channel, you can do that financially. It's not obligatory. We do not demand it, but my word, you guys and girls and animals and vegetables and minerals that come and watch us during the week, you're doing us proud. And we're absolutely blown away by the support that you give us. And we set up our Patreon page just a couple of weeks ago as a brand new venture. We were doing PayPal donations. We stopped doing that because I don't think many people really did it, and I think lots of people have issues with PayPal. So we thought, well, let's do what the kids are doing. So we got in Patreon, and let me just bring that up for you here, because we actually started to give away some cool stuff with the Patreon membership. I wish I could find the blooming page. Where is it? It's gone. But yeah, we started at the Patreon page, and you can start by subscribing for like just $2, I think it is, $2 a month. But of course, if you want to donate a little bit more, you're more than welcome to do so, because you can go in there and say, I don't want to give you $2. I want to give you 100 gazillion, whatever it might be. So you can do that. I'll find I don't know where it's gone. I'll find it in a minute. But yeah, come and subscribe to us on Patreon. You can also join us as a member on YouTube. We just started YouTube members, and Simon Greatbatch has just become a YouTube member, as has John Simpson. Thank you very much indeed. Whichever way suits you, we want to just make sure that everyone is catered for, shall we say. But like I said, it is not obligatory. It's not mandatory. You do not have to pay. But what it does is it pays our bills, and it allows us to keep on going. So that's really useful. I will mention some of the donations we've had in chat in just a minute. But there you go. That's the Patreon stuff. Let's see. What have we got here? Right. Yeah, that's it, I think. Oh, and if you have a question for us or a comment to make, and you're watching live on the chat, then stick a big capital Q in front of it, and then we'll be able to pop it into the question bucket, and suitably ignore it for the rest of the show. No, we will try and get to it. And of course, if you're watching on catch up, thank you for coming back to us. And you can donate using the thanks button underneath, and also leave your comments in the section under, as many people tend to do. So that's good. There we go. Relax. Housekeeping done. Let's see. Let's bring in the rest of the gang. First of all, I want to introduce you to Kent Spong. There he is. Or no, maybe that's him just there.
Staggeringly similar.
Yeah, look. It's like I'm not even changing the picture at all. I have to give a big shout out to Matt Evans for that one. He sent that to me pre-show. He didn't stipulate that I should embarrass you in front of the entire global audience, but I just did.
You think that would embarrass me?
This
the
is
things
true.
I've done in my life.
This is true. This is true.
No.
How are you, sir?
I am absolutely
Been crackered?
Yes. It's been mad. Absolutely mental.
Okay.
So,
dare I ask? I see you've got tiles. Have some come down?
No, they are more.
Oh,
more tiles.
Yeah.
Where are you going to put those?
I've been cleaning the cupboard out.
Oh.
And finding all
housekeeping.
sorts of things. Yeah, I found my memory moog. I thought, not memory moog, mini moog. I thought, that's got CV and S3.
Only you could empty a cupboard and find a mini moog. Only you.
And a BP330.
That's showing off.
Yeah,
That is.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Not meant to be, but it's just like, that's where I put it.
It's like Narnia, isn't it?
Yeah, mate. I have to do this every now and again so I can remember what I've got. So,
well, good to see you, mate.
yes, I nearly didn't make it.
Well, we never quite sure.
As you are aware, the Mac Studio has been sent back to Ventura from
the world of Sonoma.
Semolina. So my Spitfire audio and all my native instruments downloading apps now all work and work
Excellent.
beautifully. And everything else is working a lot better as well. So,
are you working a lot better?
Yeah.
Have you taken your OS back?
Mate, I got so much done this week. It's absolutely unbelievable. I got 2 keyboards left to do, and that's it.
Oh wow, that's it.
And so, I finished a memory moog this afternoon.
What?
It was a full restore. Wood's been sanded, stained, waxed, and mate, so Lintronics is a beauty. And I've gone right through it, and she's absolutely, mate, she looks brand new now.
Did you empty all the buckets of noise from all the monkeys?
Yes, she sounds absolutely fantastic now. Put a new front panel decals on it.
Oh, that I saw.
Yeah. New.
Where'd you get those from, by the way?
I have some.
Oh. Okay.
Along with mini moogs.
I have acquired 20 sets. I'm slowly getting through them.
Wow.
Where did I get them from? Oh, mate.
Because I don't think Craig does what Sweet Discreet, does he?
No, nobody's doing them. No, do you know what? I can't remember. But I bought 20 sets because I was doing a lot of memory moog restorations, and literally as soon as I got them, I wasn't getting any more restorations coming in. Which has happened with quite a few things over the years. So, but these came in handy because all the display had been smashed in. So I got a beautiful, pleasant surprise because I'd forgotten because I was in a mood and up to my neck in work, that when he asked could I restore it for him, I said, Oh, I don't know. I'm very, very busy. And he goes, well, look, can you give us a rough quote? And I said, $5,000. So that was a nice, sort of like, oh, okay, cool.
Excellent.
Yeah, lovely. So I bought a new hard drive.
Lovely.
A 22 terabyte hard
Oh,
drive
Jesus.
Oh, Jesus, man.
to go with me 7, me 2 4s, and
You can
my
start your own-
6.
You can start
Yeah.
your own cloud
I'm
service,
starting
don't
my
you?
own cloud service.
Kent's Cloud.
Yeah, but no, like it'll probably start raining in here. So, but
Oh, dear.
I'm sorry, I'm taking up all your show here. I do beg your pardon.
No.
I'm just,
That's okay.
just-
I'm loving
Cutting-
it. You're chewing.
cutting
The
away.
clock's ticking down.
Yeah, that's good. It's
Oh, I take
killing time. Killing
we
time.
haven't got a lot of news today.
It's not.
then.
There's not a huge amount. Yeah, but
Oh,
we'll
okay.
get
Do you want to know about my neck?
Yeah.
there. I've got. I've had a stiff neck this week.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just there.
But it goes right up to my ear. It goes right
no,
into my
it
ear.
doesn't, no, it doesn't do that.
And my glands are up slightly. But I was laying in bed last night and I turned over and I went, oh,
Oh,
ah. And every time I move my head now, it goes
that's sound good.
like this. So I'm trying not to do that, obviously.
No, yeah, I say well, that's what Tommy Cooper said. I went to the
Yeah.
doctor and he said it hurts when I do this. He said, well, don't do that then.
Yeah.
Badum-tsh. Actually, why am I doing a vocal badum-tish when I've got? Anyway,
Well, I nearly
the
didn't
other
make
voice,
it tonight because when you put a new operating system on, don't you have to enter your password a lot?
a gazillion times, unless you use the password. Yeah.
Yeah, everything. So I spent the last 10 minutes just trying to get into SteamYard.
Oh dear. Anyway, you're here now.
Even
That's
though
all
it's
that
StreamYard.
matters.
Pixelated, but here.
Yeah, it's your internet
it's
connection's a little
yeah,
bit.
it's supposed to. Yeah, well, yeah. There may be some native instrument libraries downloading somewhere.
Oh, bandwidth. Right. Okay. Well, look.
Yes.
The other voice and snorting that you've heard in the background is, of course, Mr. Andrew Longhurst
Snorting.
snorting.
Welcome, everyone, to the Green Gables retirement home for ex-synthesists.
Yeah. Dear, oh dear.
Carers will be in shortly with my gruel.
How are you, sir?
I don't have an M2 or an Mac Studio, so I'm pretty good.
Yeah, thanks for that.
Have not had a problem with mine at all. I think it's a case of picnic.
You don't
But
use
I-
contact, mate.
But I have had
No, I
problems
don't,
with
that's true.
audio drivers. I have had problems with audio drivers this week because I loaded up a bunch of apps to try and make the whole let's play what I'm seeing on the screen come up here. It screwed up the rest of my audio, so everything's been
dear.
just yeah. So I'm just gradually going through, sorting it all out. So, but other than that, it's been a good week, and
Good.
yeah, I've been diddling around more. I'm getting to understand the modulation matrices now. It's kind of
Lovely.
honestly,
Very happy for you,
sometimes. Well, I'm very. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, good. Going to be doing some playing over the weekend as well. So I've got someone coming over with a lovely Martin guitar. Ka-bang.
Very nice.
So it should be fun. Fun will
Does
be
Martin
had.
know he's got it? Sorry?
Shh. Let it lie.
Indeed. Well, welcome. Thank you, as always, for joining. I
Is
tell
the
you what
nurse
I've been
coming
doing
around
this
with the
week.
drugs yet?
Yeah, almost. I've been putting rack equipment in, which was fun. Isn't it fun? No. But I filled up the rack spaces on my desk because I've now decided with myself and my landlord that we're not going to worry about ripping pipes out of walls. So I'm now going to start putting the studio back together. And I started just by putting some rack stuff. So I've now got 3 of my favourite FM synthesizers right in front of me within hand's reach. I've got a TG500, which I thought, I haven't played with that, so I'll stuck that in. I put my Rev 7 reverb unit in, and it's not wired in at all, but it's all there now, and it looks really cool. I kind of like it.
When
It's like,
when you
Starship
say
Hammer.
within hand's reach, is hands there?
No, he's there. He's behind him. No, he's not.
It's
Where's he
not.
gone?
Where's hands gone?
What have you done with
Oh,
hands?
no, sorry.
Ah,
He's looking after the 8 voice.
Complete line of sight.
Good man.
Yeah.
Good man.
Good stuff.
It's the
So,
choral. That's the choral thing he does.
Yeah.
8 voices.
So that's what I've been doing. I'm not going to put anything else back because this is going to get moved again because we're doing Synth East in Norwich on the 24th. And if you want to play one of these, then you can come and do so. Sorted out the insurance for that today as well. And public liability in case it falls on someone.
Yeah, you'll need
But
that.
I couldn't afford to take
right.
out lots of I couldn't afford to take out lots of public liability. So if you come to the show and deliberately get yourself trapped under a DX1, you ain't going to get much. You'll get something, but you're not going to get much.
Make sure your back door or your boot
Excuse
or
me?
whatever is closed, locked when you're driving up there. Because if you go round a corner and it falls out in an urban area, you're likely to take out an entire neighbourhood with it.
Yeah, but that's assuming that something that big and heavy would fall out of the back of a car. It just
I've seen the way you drive.
I wouldn't weigh so much. We've got another one here.
Mind you, it could be argued that Mr. Puricelli here probably balances out the. Anyway, look, the Penguin of Death wanted to say hello.
I think that was a nasty jibe, wasn't it? That was a nasty
think it-
personal
No,
jibe. I've
no,
lost
no.
weight, I'll have you know.
Oh, that's where I got it from, was it?
I've
now have-
lost 4 kilos.
I've now
in
got an
6
equator.
weeks.
God, you
An
must have been
equator
in there
rather than a
hours.
waistline.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear.
Welcome to the
Anyway,
ProSynth Network.
If I lost 4 kilos, I'd
Yeah.
blow away.
if you're watching for the first time, this really isn't how it normally.
No, it is.
Yeah, it is.
Maybe it is.
really is.
Maybe
Yeah,
it
it
is.
is.
It's
Before
just
we
this
move on.
time there's been fewer technical glitches.
This is true. Before we move on, so we've already mentioned that Simon and John have joined our YouTube membership, which is an option. Of course, we do have Patreon, but thank you guys. We've had some donations. We've had one from our moderator. He always donates a £5 because it's tradition, isn't it? But he's also joined up as a member. So does that mean
Coming
now
south
he's
of the
no
river.
longer- I know. Peter James Stephen, here you go. Super Booth Beer Fund, looking good. Steve IX Orb or IIX Orb or however you want to pronounce it.
2x orb.
2x Orb. £6. Thank you very much. He also has become a member as well. Look at that. And so has Peter James Stephen. So thank you ever so much. I mean, this is
You're going to have to put some content in there, Neil.
We're going to have to, we're actually going to have to up our
Jesus.
game now. Bostic247, who I believe is called Matthew, I think, begins with an M, I'm sure. Thank you for becoming a member. And Wagyu,
Good glue.
I don't know why you're referring to Genos 2 there. Is that how much you think a Genos 2 is worth? Oh, careful. Controversial.
Controversial, that.
Controversial, yeah. Did you
Rent
see,
a week.
anybody that follows us on Twitter, I posted a couple of tongue-in-cheek posts because we've been accused of being gear snobs. So I took a picture of my Casio VL
We
tongue
are.
on top of the DX1 and said, look, this is the range that we go from. So and then what was the other one I did? Oh yeah, the Yamaha VSS 200 next to the Fairlight. So that's the range. We don't discriminate
No, we don't.
unless it's a Genos 2.
And we've got videos coming up of me spraying glasses with fluid. There we go, like that. Just on the glasses. We just don't care.
That's
We just-
content. That's what they call content.
Content, yeah.
Content.
I'll pull
So
up the
thank
argument,
you
okay.
to everyone. To everyone. Paul's got his arm on. Well done.
Yeah.
To everyone that has donated, or PSN Gear Snobs, I'm proud of it. Yeah. That's actually an idea. Actually, to everyone that's donated, to everyone that has joined the members club within YouTube, and to everyone that's also signed up on Patreon. I'm trying to figure out what I did with that bloomin' screen. I was going to show you the Patreon screen because what I wanted to say was, so with Patreon, where did it go? Let me just double check this. What's it called? ProSynth. Ah, right.
Where
that's
did you
'cause
see it
it's-
last?
There it is. There it is. Here it comes. Here it comes. I've got so many tabs open up here. It's incredible. There's our Patreon page, which is showing the management page. But you can see, look, how many people have subscribed. It's just brilliant. But if I show you what it looks like if you're a paid member of Patreon, right now, thanks to our fantastic, brilliant, amazing, super funny, super talented friend, Mark Barnes, if you sign up to our Patreon and you have a Korg wave state, you can download a free set of Pro 800 sounds. This is the Behringer Pro 800. He's created 5 performances, 20 programs, and 40 multi-samples for your Korg wave state, whether it's a wave state or a wave state 2 or a wave state SE. You can download those. Look, free of charge. It's there. Just download it, install, and away you go. We've also got some really cool things coming down the line for our Patreon members. I can't say what just yet, but we've got some cool stuff coming. So if that's what you want to do, by all means do that. And what I plan to do is kind of make those things available to our YouTube members as well. So either way, you will get cool stuff.
Gold ingots.
Yeah.
Gold ingots.
Sorry? Gold ingots.
Gold ingots, yeah. That Kent's looking for in his cupboard, in his locker.
He's just going to take those weights out from underneath the keys and spray them gold and then stamp a crown on and say, there you go. Something like that. Synchrotron wants to know if there's going to be any free modular stuff. How do you give away free modular stuff that isn't actual modules?
Let's give away some of Andy's.
We could. Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
We'll just break into his flat and borrow some.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I think Tracker Jack's just nailed it. You're looking to get rid of some cables, aren't you, Ken?
Who do we know who could supply cables at short notice?
Who could do that? Who could do that?
Yeah.
Wagyu is waiting for our OnlyFans page.
Ah, yes.
That's
me,
not sub. Yeah.
me doing the Monty Python thing, naked, playing the organ. Yeah.
I've got that picture.
Yeah. That was you. That was.
Yeah, I've got that.
Oh,
It's hanging up on the wall back there. Ooh.
Yeah. What could we? Because obviously, I mean, bizarrely, we have people that are fans of ProSynth Network that also like modular, because they're two things that you'd never think that would mix, but they clearly do.
Patch cables is one.
Patch cables
what about
is one.
soft? I mean, you could do.
But the thing is, with
plug-in
patch
modular.
cables, you'd have to post them.
Modular plug-in.
You can't
Something?
just. Yeah.
We'll have a look.
We'll give you a free copy of VCV Rack. Oh no, you can actually get that yourself. I don't know. If you've got ideas, if you're that into your modular, and what could we give you that's easy for us to distribute for? Yeah, ideas
Hammer?
on a postcard. Send them into ProSynth Network, Free Post UK. That'd be amazing if it got here. But yes, leave us a message on our Facebook page or on our Twitter page or any of those places that I showed earlier. What could we give away for our Patreon members and our YouTube members that is modular related? Oh, there we go. He asked the question. He's supplied. Yeah, that's what I always say to people. Don't come to me with a problem.
Yeah, absolutely.
Come to me with a solution. And he's already done that.
So
Maybe.
please do submit any patching ideas and photographs or diagrams for whatever modules you have. If you want to, we can build up a library. We can build up a library and stick it up there. That's a really good
Because
idea.
I wouldn't have the first clue
No,
about patching.
I don't know. It goes.
Yeah.
There.
Boom, boom, that's it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, maybe that's... Or maybe we could produce PSM branded patching sheets, blank patching sheets, so they can write down old-fashioned
To
preset
go on your
style.
duvet as well. What about your duvet?
Or whatever.
You've got pillowcases. You've got to have all of it.
We could create a PDF, which is a scan of the top or the front of a module or a modular synthesizer, and then they can draw on the cables themselves. That's how they used to remember patches back in the day, wasn't it?
Kent could provide a how to calibrate a System 55.
Or how to order 10 cables and not 100 cables.
Yeah.
Yeah. 200.
Safety
Or two.
tips.
Yeah.
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 There you go.
Don't lick the wall sockets.
Blanking panels.
What?
ProSynth Network branded blanking panels.
Yeah.
And coming from you, Mr. Brooks, two ends. Two
Well,
ends.
When the,
Oh, I
when
know.
the,
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, well, when the car bearer gets here, that's doable. We can even do
See me
Andrew interfering with a Range Rover.
after. Well, yeah, I'll definitely do that. Class. No apples.
Ian says we
Mr.
can have
Brooks.
some Sinners Music Records album download codes. That'd be cool.
Oh.
Give away music.
I'll be doing a bunch of patches for this and soundbags. Seriously, I'm going to
Now,
be
I'd
doing
pay
those.
good money for that. I'd pay good money for that. Original DX7 patch sheets.
Give them away.
Do
Oh,
they
yeah,
have
that's a good
patches on though, Manny? Will they have your patches on, or will they just be blanks? But either way, yeah, loads of great ideas. Send them to us. You know how to get in touch with us. So that'd be great. Anyway, we've obliterated half an hour at the show. Yes. Just by all of that. So let's crack on, because we don't want to bore these people to death. Before we do, another new member. Thank you very much, Kissing the Machine, for joining. Much appreciated. Thank
Just tell us,
you.
Robbie, seriously, when you become a member of YouTube, a YouTube member, is there a cost involved?
Yes. $2.99 US.
A month or just once off? Let me have a look.
I think it's a month.
It is a month. I've just had a look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Great way of supporting, though. It's a good
it
way.
is. No, it's a brilliant way, and it means that you can just do it and forget about it. Forget about it. And we appreciate every single penny gets plowed back into
Very much so.
the ProSynth network.
Into this glorious community.
Indeed. So, without further ado, Human Error says we can have a PSN iron-on patch. Yeah, merch is something we are going to be expanding into this year at some point pretty soon. Yes, we do need to make special emojis for the YouTube members, because that's one thing they get, is they can actually have their own special YouTube emojis. And you also get the privilege of having you turn green, don't you? You get a little badge in the chat. So, and we can see that here in here. So, for example, you can see now Kissing the Machine here has just said good evening to the wonderful, glorious Carl Bedford, whose birthday it was last week. Happy birthday, Carl. So disappointed that we couldn't get together last Friday. But yeah, you can see Kissing the Machine has got the little membership logo there. So, little badge of honor. PSN beer mats. Oh no, that's the wrong one. That's the one.
Yeah, but I quite like that one.
Yeah, a photo of Ken's dog taking a poop with his butt out of the cat flap. I'd pay good money for that.
It's catching the little bugger.
What, the poop or the dog?
Well, you
The
want
dog.
one of those cameras with an infrared trigger on it and just stick it outside.
It's all getting a bit pervy now, isn't it?
It is a little bit. Let's move. Let's talk some technology, shall
Poop
we?
cam.
Poop cam.
Jesus, talking technology. What do you think this is?
Poor-
the ProSynth?
poor
Oh,
Noah.
it is.
Oh,
It is.
it is.
Yeah. Let's talk about. Well, let's start off on a light-hearted note, I think, because someone is desperately trying to sell a Lynn LM1 for €35,000.
Probably the one nicked from me. Stupid amount of money.
How
The
many
funny
of them
thing
do you
is-
think I have here?
Oh gosh, yeah, we can play this game now. I
4.
don't know, 3. I'm going to say 3. Andrew
Nope.
says 4.
No. One.
Oh, just the one.
Un.
Just the one.
Just
Is
the
it
one,
mine?
Mrs. Wembley.
No, it's not. Sorry.
Does it have the serial number on the back written in pen?
Yeah. Yes. This was,
No.
as Simon's pointed out, is on Reverb. Yes. So this is a vintage Lynn LM1, serial number 300 and something. It's located in Bologna, in Italy, and the seller wants 35,000 of your euros for one of them. Which, yeah, I mean, and that is it there, and it doesn't look in terribly awful condition. It looks quite good actually, and apparently, according to the seller, it is fully operational.
Okay.
But €35,000 for it's a classic drum machine. Don't get me wrong, but what you
can
could
buy a
have
new
instead is one of those,
Yeah.
Yay.
the Luma One.
Or you could
I
have
was
the one that's in
talking-
the shed, which
Or
is
the- yeah.
it's not just vintage. It's on billions of famous records.
Oh well, there you go.
Whose is it?
Whose?
Yes.
It's a Hammond Hire one, but it's been rented out to League, U2, Dire Straits. God's sake.
Everyone.
What's his mush?
What's his mush?
Trevor Horn.
Trevor Horn.
Oh, that's what's his mush.
Elton John.
Wow.
Who's also
He was
What's
all
His
over.
Mush?
Yeah,
Queen.
yeah.
You know.
The Queen.
It was like
Queen.
my
yeah.
ex-wife, all over everything. in the
Queen
80s.
drops some serious beats, mate. I tell you.
Yeah, yeah.
She don't
But
do it so much.
One
these
likes
days.
one's beats.
Yes.
Indeed.
Yeah, one's a groovy
But if you
fucker.
don't want to spend
What?
€35,000 on a vintage, potentially money pit machine, you can buy the
No way to
Luma
talk
One.
about me.
You can buy the Luma One for a mere $4,500, and this is a completely.
That's pretty good.
It is very good when you consider that this guy here, Joe, who is the guy on the left with the hair, and the guy on the right with not so much hair is Roger Lynn himself. What Joe did was he got an LM1 that needed things doing to it to get it operational, and him being a pretty damn clever engineer, decided to make replacement parts, but in such a way as to not remove any of the things that made the Lindrum a Lindrum. Oh, sorry, the LM1 an LM1, because this is the perennial mistake that people make, is they call all of the Lindrum machines Lindrum, so they're not. It's only the second one. So what he's done is he's created this new version of it using new technology and replaced thing, but it still has an emulated Z80 processor running the show, but he's engineered it in such a way as that it can now enable the use of regular MIDI, USB. There's an SD card inside of there, so you no longer need to burn your own EEPROMs to put the sounds in. You can just upload them into the SD card, manages it all in the same way, still has Roger's swing going on in there. The sounds are perfect, everything. It's just an incredible piece of workmanship. And you can still put your dinner on the top of it and a couple of glasses of beer as well. It looks amazing, and it is only £4,500.
My son used to dance on top of mine. I
go.
plugged in headphones. Seriously, I plugged in headphones. It was on the floor. Plugged in headphones. He loved the sound of it, so I put headphones on him, and he'd just go, and he
they're
would
big
stand
enough.
on top of it and dance. When he was 18? No, a year old, 18 months old. Loved it.
So he's
18 years old.
Jeez, wow.
Yeah.
But of course, if you can't afford either of those things, then the other option is this wonderful thing, which of course is Ali James Lab VPROM, which does a fantastic job of modelling the circuitry of a Lynn LM1 and an LM2, and it has the benefit. I just said the LM2 there. It wasn't called the LM2. It was called the Lindrum. I always do this. But of course, you can drop in other virtual EEPROMs or ROMs into this thing, so you can get all the sounds of things like Oberheim DMXs and other stuff. So it's a really cracking piece of software, and it's only about £50. It's amazing.
Does anyone own and still use the LM1 9000?
I know there are people that have them.
I know a
they are
couple.
fantastic bits of kit. Yeah,
They are really good.
yeah, absolutely. And then, of course, we have to mention that a certain company has threatened, promised, but not yet delivered on their Lindrum, which I must say, I looked at that and thought, I might be tempted. But that's yet to appear. So there you go. But yeah, 35,000 for an original LM1.
Mad.
A lot of money.
No.
It's a lot of money.
But I like the new version, the $4.5 version. It looks good.
Oh, it's amazing.
It's got the sort of pedigree in that he's involved the original designer and got the permissions. And in fact, wasn't Roger, or was it his engineer or whatever that helped him with some of either the coding or the engineering bits of it?
I can't honestly remember, because I remember that Joe emailed, because Joe and I formed a relationship many years ago with Fairlights, because he's got a couple of Fairlights, and he did those wonderful boxes that allowed you to use a USB keyboard and mouse instead of a light pen and the original keyboards. He's such a clever guy. So he sent me an email. He said, I've just got an LM1, but it's not working really well, so I'm thinking about doing this. And then about a year or so later, I'm actually going to build a brand new LM1. And then he comes out with this, and it's just brilliant. And Devin and Andre are building them and selling them for $4.5 a pop. And Roger approves. But the only thing I thought that, well, I know that Bruce Forat bought all of the Lynn IP after Lynn went under. He bought all of it, and I've yet to hear anything from Bruce, because Bruce is very protective of the Lynn IP. And if you want, a refurbished Lynn, whether it's an LM1, a Lynn drum, a 9000, Bruce Forat's your man, based out in California. But he's very protective of it, and I haven't heard whether he's approved of this or not. I was kind of imagining he wouldn't, but hey, they've got Roger's nod, so there you go. So there you go. If you want it, it's on Reverb. Go and Google Reverb LM1. You'll find it. 35,000 euros. It's a lovely drum machine. It's one of the classics. But
intellectual property, Andrew.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. Yes, intellectual property. Yeah. That's what IP means. Yeah. So,
or
yeah, IP freely.
Yeah.
Thank you also to Viral Beats and to Carl Bate for your memberships. Thank you very much indeed. It's much appreciated.
Thank you.
Much appreciated. Welcome to the gang. Right, so there you go. Lynn drums, LM1s, and all sorts of things. Do you know, if I had $4,000 in my hand today,
you'd buy one of these?
No, that's the thing. I was thinking about this last night.
What?
I think I would buy a Luma 1.
Shock horror. You heard it here first, folks.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I would buy a Luma. Such is my love of the Lynn sound.
Should we go down the pub then? You and me. We'll just go now, shall we? Yeah.
No, if I had $4,000, I'd buy a Carvera. Oh wait, I did.
Is that like some sort of board where you?
No, it's a
sliced
four-voice
meat.
polyphonic.
Yeah, it's a cheese board, basically.
Yeah, cheese board. Okay, there we go.
No. That's the Soma. That's the what is that?
Yeah.
No, that comes after the spring.
The
You're doing the Italian there. Som.
Yeah. Soma Terra.
Spring. Som.
It's the charcuterie.
I found a Soma Cosmos.
Really?
Yesterday? Yeah. In the shed. Where the hell's that come from?
Shit.
Why are we still surprised by this? Every week is, guess what I found in the garage? Guess what I uncovered in the shed? Why are we still surprised?
Well, I had to go and find you know the SEM modules.
Yeah.
And I knew there was a SEM module knocking around at the back of the garage somewhere. And I went right to the back. I had to climb over flight cases and all sorts of stuff. And to my delight, I found 3 memory modes.
Just listen. Just tell people, 25 quid and a door. You get to walk around the Synth Museum. Just you won't move.
You get to point and laugh.
Yeah. Have you got a memory moog? Loads. Look, there.
Have I got a memory moog? Yeah. Most illustrious member yet. With all due respect to everyone else, that's
Dina. Thank you.
Dina Perlman has joined us as a member. Thank you ever so much. Truly appreciate that.
I've got to get that bloody thing over to her.
Yeah, hurry up. Sort it. Right.
Yeah, sort it. More news?
More there is.
There's more?
There is some.
Oh, good grief.
Let's have a look on the smorgasbord that is the news palette of ProSynth Network this week. Let's have a look at this, because I think we spoke about this because it was leaked around the time of NAMM, but it didn't actually come out. But it is now officially out. It is the MPC Key 37, which is the little brother or sister or cousin or other relation to the MPC Key 61 that came out a year or two ago. And this is essentially an MPC in a keyboard package. So everything you need to make music in one box. It costs around 819 euros, pounds, dollars, around that sort of thing.
It's not very loud, is
keyboard. It's not. No. Actually, I do have a demo video. Let's watch the demo video.
Yeah,
let's
watch
do that. Here we go.
Video.
And there it is, the Akai MPC Key 37. A lot of people have been criticising the colour. And somebody said to me the other day, and I literally had no idea, and they might be pulling my chain, which is completely pullable, that apparently the Japanese word for red is Akai.
Oh.
Now, I don't know if that's true. I know that I think Wagyu has a handle on Japanese. I don't know if anybody else... Can anybody confirm or deny that? Because I'm too busy controlling the show here to go and Google that. But apparently, the word for the Japanese word for red is Akai. Thank you. Look at that.
Well.
So if you're complaining about the colour, it's just, it had to be that colour. There you go.
It's worse now because it says red on it.
The red.
All
red.
the morons in
It's
the
a red,
room.
red.
This is red. Look.
This is a red. Yeah. Anyway, look. I remember when the 61 came out. I wasn't wonderfully enamoured with it because I used it, and it was very slow and very laggy. I hope that has been improved. I haven't tried one of these yet. I don't think many people have. It's got a ton of connections at the back, not just MIDI but also CV and gate and all sorts of things. This can be the center for a whole bunch of stuff, whether you're doing EMOMs or whether you're doing stuff in the studio or whatever. You can connect your granny to this and she would come up with some sick beats.
Sick beats. You're
sick
down with
beats,
the ute today.
I'm down. Yeah, that's Taylor Swift tried to copyright that, didn't she? These sick beats. Anyway, we're going way off thing here. Yeah, no, seriously, look it up. She apparently she tried to.
There's some sort of
do that.
Vegetables that aren't feeling well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what do you think about this? I mean, if they've got the software sorted now and it's a lot more responsive and a lot quicker to load stuff. This has only got like half the memory of the 61, so it's only got 2 gig. But it's got 32 gig of storage, and it comes with about 7 instruments in there as well. So it comes with a whole bunch of stuff for your 800 and something quid. Would you rather have one of these than a standalone MPC? I don't know. Tell us what you think, gentlemen.
How much is it?
819.
Well, do you want to go first, Miss, or shall I? Oh, now I'm here.
No, you're here. Yeah, I've chosen.
A very good pal of mine, Doobs, who was in the chat earlier, I hope he still is. He will be salivating over this, I would imagine, as indeed am I. It's just such a perfect form factor for quick and dirty running stuff up. And if the lagginess that you described in the original 61 key has been worked through, the fact that you've got the whole stems thing going on with it as well, being able to break out stems, of course, and slow, all of that. Yeah. That, and I'm always thinking, what shall I use as a little keyboard just to interact with a Pewty or do something. That's exactly the kind of form factor, and $8.99 or whatever it is, with everything it's got going on. The sound is astonishing. It's a great form factor. It looks reasonably well built as well, to say the least. So yeah, I'd definitely be thinking about getting one of these. Doobs, I see you're in the chat. Are you interested in this? Let us know, because I think this is a really good thing. It's the right size, right form factor. Boom. Done. Yeah,
no disc streaming yet, apparently, but it does have Wi-Fi and Bluetooth for getting things in and out of the system. You can do the whole stems thing in there as well, which is just great. I've just realised that I'm not doing this. There we go. So yeah, you've got the MPC plug-in instruments, you've got the effects, the expansion packs. They're all compatible with this. The MPC2 desktop software is compatible with all of this. Just loads of great stuff that you can do with just one of these. I mean, it really is a new way of kind of looking at a workstation. It's essentially it's just an MPC with a keyboard stuck on it. Let's be honest, but
it is
a nice little package.
With the new sort of releases, the stems thing and everything else, it's become a much more complete thing. And I love the angle on it. I like the form factor. It's a good thing. Kent, what about you? Do you like it?
Yeah, I mean, it makes it all, like you say, it's a one-stop knob shop, isn't it? It's everything in one place.
I think you'll find that's us, Ken.
Yeah. So, I mean, this isn't for pre-existing MPC owners.
No,
really, not really, because if you've got an X or one of the other ones, you've got more of everything in there.
Yeah, no, I get that.
So, but yeah, it's a good move. It is a good move because let's say it does make it very, very portable. And I can't help thinking it looks almost identical to the old VX600.
Has that about
it? It has that vibe.
Mm-hmm.
Although the VX600 probably does less, but
So, Technomadic has said the only limit. Technomadic has said, the only limit is storage, USB key or SD card.
Yeah, a lot of people.
I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem with either of those. You can do enough, and you can do backups, so you've got sets and things stored. You can copy them. I think I don't have a problem with that at all. After having been brought up with the original, and in fact carting around the original in the ASQ10, using it for the first time live before it was properly released, and having to take a gazillion floppies with me, I'm delighted.
It's definitely a one-stop knob shop, isn't it?
Yeah,
all those floppies everywhere. Yeah,
all those floppies everywhere. Goodness. So I'm good.
Yeah, there you go. MPC Key 37 is available now, $819, euros, pounds, there or thereabouts. I would imagine this is going to go for like $799 or maybe even $699, because MSRP and actual street prices can be very, very different things. But go to your nearest retailer now and go and try one of those out. Okay, so the next thing that we are going to do is very important and is very dear to us, and I will explain why in just a moment. But I do need to prepare something, because for some reason I didn't prepare it already. This is really bad show.
You didn't watch last week's then?
Well, I kind of skipped through it, double speed. It was quite entertaining. So let me just do this and that. And I've got to do that. Okay, right.
And that. And this.
And this.
So do we have to be somber now, or do we just shut up?
No. I refuse to be somber when it comes to this. So let me just make sure that I can bring this to... No, why isn't it...
Full screen.
Should have bought a Magnate.
Would you like me to find it and bring it up
No,
whilst you talk about something else?
I've got it.
You've got it.
I've got it. I'm
My
just going to
gum,
do
he's
that.
got it.
I think I've got it.
It's not the half hour of the show done. Finding a
I
file.
know, this is a great way to kill time.
It is.
Here we go. Right. So, this beginning of this week, we marked the first anniversary of the passing of one of our dearest friends, Dominic Hawken, who sadly departed this mortal coil a year ago. It just seems crazy. And as we all know, Dom had a studio full of gear, and the word was put out sometime after his passing that Sophia, his wife, was going to make all of this stuff available for sale. It has been a gargantuan task, because if you ever watched Dom's show, you could see that room was absolutely chock full of all sorts of things, and that was just what we could see on camera. There was way more besides. So our dear friend, Mr. Ty Unwin, has been for months working
A year,
on
nearest damn it.
working on cataloging and just testing stuff as best he possibly can, and a few bits had to go through Mr. Spong here, who's done his fine work on a bunch of bits for there was just a handful of things. So a lot of us have been waiting, because we would like to purchase something from this, A, to remember our dear friend, and B, to make sure that Sophia and Lula May get some income from this stuff, which is, I'm sure, what Dom would have wanted. So I can reveal today that the list is now ready, and I'm going to just pop it on screen right now. But don't try and screenshot this, because I will make this available for you to download in just a moment. So this is the list, and as you can see, it's a veritable smorgasbord of amazing equipment. So let's just go through there. We've got Arturia Mini Freaks and Mini Brutes. There's a 3U Rack Brute. There's a Hydra Synth Deluxe in there. There's some Behringer gear. There's some Dirac Dreadbox, DSI Mofo. Whoa. There's a drum roll. Korg Art Odyssey, Korg MS2000, a Roland D50, some JP08s, Juno 106 with the Kiwi retrofit even.
You waskily wabbit.
Well, waskily wabbit. It's Kiwi. It's the Kiwi retrofit in the JX3P. There's an expanded JD990. There's an SH018. There's MKS.
There's an MKS80.
Yeah, there's lots of really cool stuff in there. There's even Andy Brooks. There's a KX88 for 400 quid. I know how much you want one of those. Then there's loads of studio outboard gear. So there's effects and channel strips and all sorts of stuff there. There's lots and lots and lots of great stuff. And we go on and on. There's some visual stuff. There's some lighting equipment. There's an A10 Mini Extreme. There's some guitars if you like those sorts of things. And then, of course, there is a whole bunch of modular, and that's all listed there as well. Now, I spoke with Ty this morning and made sure that we'd got our details sorted and correct. And I want to make sure that you are all clear on how this works. Okay, because it's a very, very simple process, but I know how some people like to kind of jump the gun. I want to make this absolutely sparklingly clear. So as you can see, at the top of this list, it says all inquiries in all caps, and there is an email address. That email address is Dom's PA, Margaret, who's a wonderful, wonderful woman by all counts. Margaret at del.co.uk. If you want to buy any of this stuff, if you have any questions about any of this stuff, please only email Margaret. Do not email us. Do not email Ty. Do not email Sophia. Do not post anything about it anywhere else. Email Margaret. Margaret is sat there waiting to take your calls. Okay, that's the route through. So Margaret is the first port of call if you want to acquire any of this. Now, given that there is so much stuff on this list, it would be impossible to continuously update this list and keep it published or posted wherever it's going to be. And we're trying to get this list out there as far and wide as possible, because we want to sell as much of this as possible to people who really would appreciate it.
And also, also because the money is going to Sophia and Luda May.
Exactly, yeah. So the thing is, this list will not be updated once things have sold. So please don't be disappointed if you email Margaret and she responds and says, I'm sorry, it's gone. Don't say, well, it was still on the list. The list won't get updated once things are sold. It's just too much of a hassle. So if you want any of this stuff, those are the prices. They're very fair prices. Ty has asked me to point out a few things. Number one, not everything has been tested completely, because that, again, was almost impossible. Wherever possible, Ty has turned it on, plugged it in, tried it out, and if it's working, then it's. But as you can see with the Supernova, it says they're missing a power switch. In the case of the Dreadbox Hades reissue, you can see there it says brand new, unassembled. So where there are details and things with the retrofits as well, those details are listed on the list. But please be aware that not everything could be 100% tested. Some things are marked on the list as sold as seen, and if I don't know if that phrase is a global phrase, but certainly here in the UK, if you buy something sold as seen, you buy it and that's it. If it's not working, it's not working. Don't even bother to try and renege on that deal.
And that's reflected in the price.
And of course it is reflected in the price.
Yeah.
So that's the list. As I said, not everything has been tested, but most stuff has. Also,
can I make one other observation as well?
Can I just do this one more thing?
Please do.
There seems to be an assumption around the internet, and certainly in our community, that all of this gear has been through Mr. Spong and has been serviced and brought into pristine condition or whatever. That is not the case, because we wouldn't see Kent. Kent would be dead by now to do all of that. What Kent has done, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I got this from Ty, so you can blame him. There are maybe about half dozen items that were in serious need of...
That needed to be looked at, yeah.
Exactly. And you've done those. I'm not even going to ask you what they were, but you've done your wonderful stuff to them. Yeah. But Ty wanted me to make sure that everybody was aware that it wasn't it wasn't the case that everything on this list has been serviced and repaired by Kent Spong. It hasn't. Okay, there was just literally a small handful of things. So there you go. That's the list. Sorry, Andrew, I cut you off.
There's just two minor. First of all, regarding the Kent repaired them all, I think I may have said that in last week's show accidentally, and Ty corrected me straight away. It was just something which I too had picked up on. It's not the case, because Kent's a lazy bugger. And the second thing is...
Bring it to me.
Yeah, that's what you say. That's what you say. Margaret is a lovely person. She's dealt with this stuff, with Dom stuff for years. But she doesn't have any clue, nor should she, about what is a synthesizer or what they're worth. Please, don't start haggling. This is for Sophia and Lula May. Don't haggle. She won't know what it's about. She won't know what it's worth, whether it's a fair thing or not. Ty has spent an inordinate amount of time going through every single piece that you see here and checking the prices against what's freely available out there. Just don't. If you want it, buy it. And this is the beauty here is this is all Dom stuff. This is all Dom stuff. So don't go there.
And
if you've got,
I believe
go on.
You will get stickers as well.
I believe
because I think Steve had a whole bunch of stickers printed up. So if you get something, you'll also get a Mr. Wiggly sticker as well, which will only be available to to the people.
Yeah, I
who buy
better get
this.
them to Margaret, hadn't I?
So you might want to know, where can you get this list? Well, I'm going to make it available in 2 places, but this is going out. So Nick at Sonic State has got this. He'll be making this available. I have made this available just as we are speaking right now. It has now been posted into the files section of the ProSynth Network Facebook group, but I appreciate that not everybody here is in the ProSynth Network Facebook group. So I'm going to post a link in the chat, which should appear there for you just now. I've made this available on my website. So all you got to do is click that link and you'll get the PDF. That's it. You won't get any spam. I'm not gathering any email addresses. It's just up in my download section. Go and download that now, and that's the gear list. I'm just going to reiterate once more, the list won't be updated as things get sold. It's just too much of a ball ache to, I mean, as you can see, there are hundreds of things on here, and to go through every single one and then republish that list every time, it would just be a logistical nightmare. So that is the list. If you are interested in anything on that list, I suggest that you email Margaret as soon as possible and ask if it's still available. She will confirm yay or nay, and if it is, you've got the price there, and she will tell you how you can pay for it, and also how you can collect the item. So there you go. That is Dom's gear list, finally available. All I will say now is fill your boots, kids. Even if it's just a small little thing, like the I don't know, the Volca drum for £90. That's not a bad little thing. You've got something of Dom's, and I'm sure you will treasure it. There's a pocket operator in there for £60. Equally, there are some amazing bits of gear in there. I mean, a Juno 106 or a JX3P with a Kiwi retrofit. I'm going to call it the retrofit now. I don't care.
Wascally Wabbit.
You wascally wabbit. Those
There's
are great.
a Timberwolf
synths.
as well.
There is. Look at that. The second thing in there. That's a Rhythm Wolf. Sorry.
Yeah,
100
Rhythm
quid.
Wolf. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that price is representative. I must admit, I was looking at the Hydrosynth Deluxe.
Yeah.
I was also slightly tempted by the D50. So I don't know. I'm going to have to do some sums over the weekend and hope that if anything that I do want is there. Studio Logic, the SL990, as you can see there, says faulty pitch bend, hence the price of a couple of £100. These Euphonics MCs have got sticky rubbers. Who were misses. But as you can see, there's not a lot of things that are particularly wrong with any of this stuff. It's just a massive amount of gear. So there we go. I don't think we can do any more now other than let you go through.
Dyne Audio BM6As.
Yeah. Earth Canopy saying slow down. I'm assuming you want me to slow down scrolling through.
Download
I'll
it.
post the link again. Download it. You can scroll through it at your leisure. There you go. Or if you are on the ProSynth Network Facebook page, the link is in the files section there. You can go and download it from the files section on our Facebook page. And I'll try and get that link out everywhere else as much as possible. Nick is going to be promoting it on Sonic State at some point, whether that's on the website or on the show as well. So I would get in there quick, but I think this is the first public airing of this. So thank you to Ty for getting that to us. Thank you to Ty for sorting all of this out. Thank you to Margaret, who's going to get bombarded with loads of emails.
Oh, God, yeah.
Thanks to Sophia and Lula May for accommodating Ty and doing all of that. I mean, I heard a story. I'm not going to. I'm sure Ty, if he wants to regale you with his literal nightmare that he had when doing this. It was an actual nightmare. I'm not. That's not a euphemism. It was a nightmare. It's quite a scary but a slightly amusing tale, especially when he tells it. And I'm sure he'll share that with you at some point. So there you go. But yeah, massive thank you to Ty Unwin for sorting all of this out. So there you go.
There is one or two things that may be added to the list later.
Okay. But we can talk about those as
Memory Moog.
No. For instance, there's a code 8.
Oh, is there?
Yeah. But it has one voice is like, good night, Vienna. So it'll be up in the air whether we would get it sorted or it's sold as
My mate
voice.
Doobs is one of those. Maybe he won't want some spare voice cards. Just buy it for that. Yeah.
There you go. So there'll be updates along the way. Not many.
Yeah.
Not many.
And can I also at this point just also say thank you to all the people that sent kind messages and words to the little tribute video that I threw up at a very rushed state. I originally was going to just like put a playlist together of all of Dom's appearances on this show, whether it was when he was doing host replacement duties or as a guest. And then I thought there were so many little funny moments. And every time I looked at this video, I said, oh yeah, this is the one where Dom does this or Dom says that or, you know, whatever. So I very rapidly sort of cut a whole bunch of things out, stuck them in, you know, thing and put some music to it and threw that up. And yeah, the amount of people that contacted me either publicly or privately, it was great. And I just hope I did him a decent service.
You did.
By doing that.
You did. I thought it was a lovely video.
Yeah.
Thought it was lovely,
So,
and it was about him on the show and how, you know, just how much joy he brought to everyone. He was a lovely man and a nutter. I loved him.
Yeah. I mean that time,
but only in retrospect, by the way. I didn't really know him at all until I did this video thing. But yeah.
Yeah.
So
no,
yeah.
I remember that time that he and I hung out at Synth Fest, which wasn't the first time we'd met, but it's probably the first time we'd actually sat down and talked, just him and me. And people say that, you know, they watched him on his shows or on other shows, and his enthusiasm and positive outlook was very infectious. My word, if you actually were in the presence of that guy, that increased like 20-fold. He was an incredibly positive, always looking for the best in people and things, and it was great fun. And we were just drinking beer, and we said, let's jump on the show because I can't believe, because you had COVID, Kent. You were literally on your last legs, and
the floor was looking very attractive.
Yeah, and I was amazed that you even, that you even did the show. But yeah, thankfully, Dr. Mike stepped in as well at the last minute. And yeah, it was just great fun. It was really, really good fun. And of course, the next day he was pretty much working that Soma stand all day. But every time I walked past, you know, it's that massive, great Dom smile. And yeah, it was really good. Really good. So I'm glad that I got to spend a little time with the guy. Yeah, he's very, very much missed. So there we go. If
He
you
came
want
down
any of
here
that gear,
and him and Richard Hilton both said, goes, can we see the garage? I went, you want to see the garage? Yeah, we want to see the garage. And I can't say on this show what Dom said when I lifted the door, but I can probably say it on the pub. And he's gone, you know, and he was just in there going, oh my God, you got one. Oh, you got one of these. Oh my God, you got this. Oh my God. He's going, good God. Oh man. He was like, he was like a kid in a sweet shop. He really was. He was like, and he's a lot taller than he is on his show.
Yeah.
I was expecting him to be quite
camera
shorter
chopped off
than
about
me.
a couple of foot. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I met him and went, hang on a minute.
Yeah.
You're a rugby player.
Be glad. No, I miss being able to benefit from his counsel on various things. You know, I would hit him up and he would just say, oh, well, you know, have you thought about this? And he would always have a a rational way of looking at anything, really. But yes, very, very good man, and sorely missed.
Yeah.
Right, so just to draw a line under this, the list is out there. The link, I'll put it again here in the chat. There it goes. It's also as a downloadable PDF on the ProSynth Network Facebook site. I'll try and get it up over the weekend in various other places. And if you want anything, or have any questions about anything, you have to go through Margaret. And her email address is at the very top of the list. Fill your boots, kids. Fill your boots. Right, so let's see. Where shall we go next? Here's something interesting. We don't normally cover these things on the ProSynth Network, but I thought, well, why not? This seems like an interesting thing to talk about. This is the Loop for Live pedal board for Ableton Live.
You wish to easily launch audio tracks from your computer with your foot to practice, compose, or outright on stage? The Loop 4 Live pedal board allows it via the Ableton Live audio sequencer installed on a PC or a Mac. The pedal allows you to free yourself from direct access to the computer and to keep all your concentration on your instruments. The 4 lower left buttons allow to control 4 audio files simultaneously and give their status thanks to the different colors of the luminous rings surrounding them. 4 buttons allow navigation within the files, and the last one allows the launch or the stop of several files in one click. The Loop 4...
I'm going to stop it there because it goes on for 2 or 3 minutes, and I'm conscious that people will probably not enjoy the AI voice that's used there. But there is a very good reason for it, because this is developed by a guy in France, and his English is not as good as a native speaker, so he's just used some AI there. But yeah, this is Loop for Live, and there it is in all of its glory.
Oh, goodness.
Now, I've had one of these since last year, and I have to apologise to... I'm not entirely sure I'm going to pronounce his name correctly. Aurelion, I think is how you say his name. But he sent this to me for the purposes of review, and it just kind of kept slipping down my list of things to do, and eventually I did it. This has been developed pretty much with a guitarist in mind. However, my editor at Gear News said to me, "You've just got into Ableton Live, haven't you?" And I said, "Yes." He said, "How do you fancy taking an alternative angle and looking at this from, a non-guitar player's point of view?" And I said, interesting. And so I did. And this is essentially a MIDI controller. This is all it is. It's a MIDI controller, but with guitar pedal buttons on it. As you can see there on the front panel, the first 4 buttons on the bottom row are marked with 1, 2, 3, and 4, and those correspond to your columns that you have on Ableton Live. And then the top left-hand button is either a play or record. So if you hold it down, it goes into record mode. If you just tap it, it plays. And then you can see there's left and right buttons and up and down buttons on the right-hand side there. And these will move you between the different scenes. And you can either go left or right and up and down. So basically, you can control Ableton Live with your feet. And this is why, obviously, guitarists are kind of the main target market. On the back of the thing, you have... Let me find the back image here. Where is it? There it is. So you've got 5 expression pedal ports. So this will allow you to control effects within Ableton Live. So you can then control the amount that effect is applied on the clip that's playing. There's also an external switch socket in there, so you can have additional switches to do additional things. It's connected via a regular USB port, and it's powered by that as well, although you can power it via 9-volt DC, as most guitar pedals can be. They suggest that you can have... Everyone in the band could possibly have one of these with their own loops, all being triggered out of Ableton Live. So if they want to create loops and then perform them, you can do that. Or you can just do it as maybe you're a solo player in a pub and you want to control your backing tracks, you can do that now with a simple pedal. You don't have to keep going up to a laptop. You can also have an additional display. So this thing actually has a display of its own, as you can see in, let's just find the image. So in the middle there, you've got a color LED screen, which shows you the names of the loops that have been, selected. But you can also, through a Max for Live plugin, send that information to a tablet, for example. So I know a lot of musicians nowadays have little like iPad minis or tablets attached to their mic stands. So you could do that as well. So you don't have to keep looking all the way down. It's all there in front of you on that second screen, which I thought was a very clever little idea. All you need to do when you buy one of these is install the scripts, which is a very simple thing to do in Ableton, and then plug it in and away you go. And it literally just works. You can adjust the tempo. It's got a tap tempo feature on there as well. You can set recording, so you can record loops. So you can do the whole Ed Sheeran thing if you so wish and start to record your loops and then go on top of that. Essentially, it's just making Ableton Live a lot easier to use for guitarists. But from a keyboard player's perspective, I've had this on the floor underneath me here, and then I've got my keyboard, and I'm now just like controlling Ableton with my feet, and it just means I don't have to reach for my mouse so much. So it doesn't have to be a guitarist that uses this. It can be a keyboard player, it can be a vocalist, it can be anyone really. And it's built like a brick outhouse. I could probably kill someone with a couple of swipes of this. It's all metal construction. Everything is just very, very well made, and it's €249, which I think for a very large piece of equipment like that does a lot of good stuff, was quite good. I was kind of taken with this. Do you guys have any thoughts? No.
Yes.
No, not really.
Go on then.
Go on, Kent. Oh, me.
No.
Oh, here we go again.
You
Fair
said
enough.
yes.
I happen to be a real fan of pedals, whether they're guitar or otherwise. When you're doing keyboards or drum machines, whatever, I like using them. It works. It gives you, you're standing there or sitting there and playing away, and you've got all your mod wheels and everything else. But then if you've got to grab a mouse and do something. To change, it's a shame it's just Ableton. It would be nice if it also worked with other things, but Ableton is very much the live sort of the live thing. So
Yeah.
I actually like it, and I think at $249 for something, I know individual volume pedals for different keyboards and things, a really good one will cost you getting close to that. That's stage worthy. So do you know what? I like this. And yeah, if I was going to go out and start doing more live work, I would probably invest in one of these. I think it's a good thing. I like it a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's also, as Kosh has just pointed out in the chat, it is Live 12 ready as well. So as and when you upgrade from 11 to 12, the scripts have all been tested and work in Live 12. So it's not going to require a huge amount of effort to get going in the new version. Something you might use, Kent, if you're looking to free. I mean, I know you don't use Live. Would this appeal to you if you did, or?
I don't think so.
No.
No, I don't. No, this wouldn't fit into the way I do in my workflow.
You just want Taurus bass pedals, don't you?
Oh no, God, no! I do not want Taurus bass bloody things.
Mark 1, 2, or 3. Yeah.
Yeah, Mark 1s, mate. Oh, God. What a pain in the butt they are. No, it just wouldn't fit into my workflow.
If they did one,
it seems quite specific, though, isn't it? Sort of, with using this with Ableton. Does it work on other platforms?
No, because I guess inside will be a little like Arduino or a Teensy or something that is running the pedal, and then that communicates with the
with Ableton.
With Ableton, yeah. By the way, gentlemen in the chat, yeah, I did miss the joke when Kosh said it goes all the way to 12. I did miss that joke. Yeah, as did everyone else. So it's not just me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I have to say, look, when I got sent this, and I thought, why are they sending me this? Why are they sending me a guitar pedal? But it isn't actually a guitar pedal. It's a MIDI controller. And then as soon as I thought about that, I thought, so this is it's got nothing to do with guitars. Yes, it's certainly designed by a guitarist for the guitarist. But I think even if you're a keyboard player in the band and you are using live, this is a really useful thing, because most keyboard players, they might have a sustain pedal here or there. But here's a way of just not having to keep going over there and looking at the screen. You can just go.
The funny thing is, I think this has a bigger market in the EMOM market and in the synth market than it does for guitarists. Most guitarists want something. There's plenty of pedals out there for guitarists, and they can already control most anything they want to with the various different guitar pedals that pedal boards that are out there. So this seems to me much more like something which is going to get used live by me and EMOMers and people who like to have a lot of control and be able to do things whilst they're doing their hands are full, they don't want to grab a mouse, so this is a good thing. I like this a lot. I can certainly for my own project, the After Mix thing that I do every once in a while, this would fit really comfortably. Give me an M1 and Ableton Live with this, that's the whole show. With lots of musicians around, but this it matters. It's a good thing.
And I would be. I mean, they talk about this example here of it being used within a band. I obviously I couldn't test this because I've got no friends, and I've only got one of these. But I was interested I'd be interested to see that happen and how you would set. Because I'm still very early doors with Ableton Live. Early doors. Get it? Doors?
Yeah, early doors.
I'm here all week. And so I wouldn't know how you would configure that. But I have to say that Aurelion has provided numerous downloads, scripts and manuals, and the Max for Live. All of this stuff is free. You don't have to pay for any of this configuration stuff. There's even some free drum loops in there. So,
and if you have problems setting it up, Robbie, if you did have more than one, it's actually really easy. I can talk you through it in about 2 minutes. So it's interesting stuff. But there you go. Loop for Live, and the web address thankfully has been put into. And it's a one-man band, isn't it?
Well, it enables you to be a one-man band.
No. I mean, the manufacturer is a one-man band.
Oh, sorry, yes.
Isn't it?
Yes, he is. It is just one guy who's designed this and who puts them all together. And there is a forum and a community, I believe. So there are. This is the Mark III, by the way. So this has history. But yeah, €249. So
the first one was released in the 1700s.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, where it's called Loopeth for Liveth.
Looper for Live.
So there you go, Loop for Live. Let's have a look at the time. Oh, we've got 35 minutes to kill. Have we got any
sure
more
we'll
news?
Find a way.
I'm sure. Let's have a look. What have we got there?
We got lots.
What have we got? Oh, yes. So I'm thinking a lot of people might be sad about this news. I'm not one of them, though. And that is the news that Access have terminated the Virus TI synthesizer. It's been in production for 15 years. I thought it was longer than that, but maybe there were other Access viruses before. There's been a number of viri. Is that the plural for virus? I don't know. Andy Brooks in the chat, tell us, what's the plural for virus? But yeah, and I didn't realise...
Epidemic.
Epidemic. Yeah. I didn't realise that the developer of the virus is Christoph Kemper, who's the guy behind the Kemper modelling stuff for guitars, which is a very well-respected way of modelling amplifiers and things for guitars. That's why I didn't know, because it's guitars. But yeah, production has ceased. So the Virus TI2 series comprised of 4 models, the Polar, the Snow, and the Desktop. Released from 2009 onwards. means that he enjoyed an unusually long and successful production run, apparently. I just never... I have no knowledge of these things. All I know is I've seen Depeche Mode use them on stage. I've seen Gary Newman use them on stage. They clearly have a fan base. I never got into them. So I'm not shedding a tear, but a lot of people are.
Thing is, I mean, when they came out, when they actually launched, they were really groundbreaking. They did stuff. I mean, there was also the Novation Supernova as well that had been around for a while. But when they came out, they did stuff. You know, they did. It was a really, really good thing, and it sounded amazing. But it's not really changed that much, and a huge number of other things have come into the marketplace since that kind of walk all over it, or at least do what it does, and a whole bunch of other stuff as well. So I'm not so. If it just feels like one of those instruments that's had a really good reputation, that's kept it going for 15 years, but for whatever reason, the guy that invented it never. Yeah, I agree with that, by the way, as well. He never invested any more time in it to update it or do a next version of it, and it kind of needed that. I was never particularly drawn to it because I had the Novation Supernova 2 for the expanded thing, and I loved that, and there was more knobs and things, more knobbage, which I always love. But I know lots of people liked it. There was people that bought that or the Nord stuff, and they were very very similar in their design sort of philosophy. So yeah, it's good that it's lasted that long.
Indeed, and apparently he's not sort of said what he doesn't apparently have any plans for replacing it. So who knows? I mean, it is a market now that virtual analog stuff is $2 a penny. It's not. It's no longer kind of how it used to be. Indeed, well, you got virtual analog there. Kent, have you ever had an experience of that kind of virus? Not any other kind of virus, but those viruses.
Yeah, loads. I used to get them coming in all the time for broken pots, or or the pots have gone all scratchy, sticky buttons, all the bleeding time. It's always the same bloody front panel control seem to have the same problem. So I've had many come in and go again.
Yeah.
So it was all right. It was it's like, when you're testing and you're playing it, and it's sort of like, yeah, it's okay, but it's sort of like out of sight, out of mind. Once
that
it
was
gone,
kind of what I felt
about
about the sound design was like that. It was out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah.
It was all hidden, hugely powerful, but it wasn't immediately obvious how you got to it, and it was a good thing, but. There were so many other things that could also do it. Yeah, it's true.
No updates for support of the latest systems. And as Kosh points out, and I think we featured the DSP EMU project. This is a project that is emulating the chips that were used in the virus within software. And so you can actually there is a plugin or plugins available. And I believe they're open source and I believe free of charge or donationware or something like that. But if you Google DSP 56300 EMU project, you'll find details on that. And so that might it might give them a little fillip, and we might see more people turning to that to get that virus sound, if the virus sound is what you want. I mean, I've seen Gary Newman play live God knows how many times, and he always has a virus on stage as his keyboard that he'll just walk up, he'll walk backstage and get on it and do his thing. It's always a virus. And I think the last time I saw Depeche Mode, Peter Gordino was using one or two viri, as the debate has. I'm regretting saying anything now, but there's been a bit
viruses.
Viri. Yeah. Whatever. So they've been using those. Which of course is a compliment to the brand that people like that are using, but it just never really grabbed me sonically. They didn't leap out at me for anything, and it did seem to be a synth for a particular type of music, and that wasn't my type of music, I guess. Maybe I missed out. Who knows? I'll never know now because they're not going to make it anymore. So the used value might go up as well as go down. There we go. So yeah, the virus is dead. Yay! No more pandemic. That's that little bit of news.
So
What
rub
else
some
have we
cream
got?
on it.
Oh, we've done that, and we've got two more things here. I think we can manage to string these next two things out. So
Okay.
first of all, I made a big promise to our dear friend. Dear. She's a big dear. To our lovely Michelle. And I said, yeah, we'll give that a shout out on the show. So the next Bob Moog Foundation raffle is live. Tickets are available now. They're $20 for a single ticket, or £17. And I have to say, the site that the BMF are using now does automatically convert everything into your native currency. So you don't have to think, how much is that when it comes out of the bank? You go there. If you're in the UK, it will say 17 quid. That's for one ticket. If you buy 5 tickets, you'll get a discount. If you buy 10 tickets or 20 tickets, you'll get even more of a discount. Now, there are 5,000 tickets, I'm pretty sure, available. And the contest, or the raffle, shall I say, will run, 5,000 tickets. It will run until February the 26th at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time. That's US Eastern Time. So if you haven't bought your ticket before then, that's it. And then the winner will be drawn and announced on Friday, March the 1st, 2024. And the prize this year is a pretty nice one, and I'm definitely going in for this one. But let's show you a video. Let's do that.
Hey everybody, I'm Eric Norlander. I'm a keyboardist and synthesist. I've had this Source for a number of years. It's in pretty darn good condition. The only problem is, like, some dude wrote his name on the side of it. But other than that, it's in pretty good shape. The Moog Source came out in 1981, and as I understand it, it was designed to replace the Mini Moog Model D. Of all of the Moog synths of this era, I would say the Source is probably the closest sounding to the Model D. Of course, it's visually extremely different. Where are all the knobs? Hey, there's only this volume knob, and then there's this giant encoder knob, and it has this big flat panel of membrane switches. And then perhaps the biggest difference of all is it has these 16 preset buttons where you can store programs. And this was actually the first Moog synthesizer where you could actually store your own programs or presets. And that was a pretty groundbreaking thing, especially for a Moog synthesizer back in 1981.
So I'm going to cut it short there because it does go on for a little bit longer. So please go and check out the Bob Moog Foundation website if you want to watch the rest of that video with our friend Eric, who we hope to have on the show before the end of the raffle, so that he can tell us a bit more about that Moog Source and how he got it to be signed, or how it came signed by Bob Moog on the end cheek. And of course, that's all there. This one will have been fully restored and will be in full working order. It doesn't matter where you live in the world, you can enter this. They will ship it to you. So go for it. It's a brilliant prize. Of course, probably most famously known for providing the bass sound on Blue Monday by New Order. Depeche Mode were users as well. There's loads of people use the Source. And it's 1981 with membrane buttons. 2 years later, the DX7 would come along and everybody going, it's got membrane buttons. But this had membrane buttons. and one big knob, and that wasn't just the person that was playing it. I'm going to go to Kent first on this because I want to know what are your experiences with the Moog Source. Do you have any fun tales?
Yeah, they could be interesting. The thing is, the Moog Source, like Eric says, is intended to replace the Mini. It didn't. Oh man, it didn't. What this is a digital front end on a Prodigy.
Right.
The internals, pretty much Prodigy. And that's what it is. It's a Prodigy with memories. And a lack of pots and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It could programming one could be a bit of a bind because you'd select what you want and then you got from 0 to 64 on the knob to set the amounts. So you had to do it by ear. There was no real, what's the word? You couldn't sort of like, we could go like, 2 o'clock. You'd have to. Because you could spin this thing because it was big weighted wheel, and you could smack it one, it would spin forever, and it will always zoom straight past the number you want. You have to spin it back and then spin it forward again. Yeah, it was all right. It was a lot of them died simply because they didn't like being opened up. And they were designed in such a way that when you had to open them up, when you undid the screws and you lifted it open, it would try to snap the plastic ribbon cable that went between the computer and the membrane, and they did often snap, rendering the machine completely useless. So yeah, it's a funny old girl. Its power supply was a bit iffy and all. But if it's restored, fine.
Yeah,
they're good enough machines. But don't expect a Mini Moog. You're going to be getting a Prodigy, essentially.
Yeah.
So its cross mod is quite sweet.
Yeah. No, go ahead.
What?
No, I thought you were saying. Something.
What?
I thought I cut you off.
No, not at all.
No. So as my friend, I can call him my friend because we had dinner. I think that qualifies you as a friend. Craig Frustacci, who is the get this right, he's the assistant director of the Bob Moog Foundation. So give him a round of applause, everyone.
Hey.
This is the guy that Ben referred to as Hopper because he bears more than a passing resemblance to what's his face. I can't remember his name. What was the name of the actor? David something or other. Anyway, I digress. As Craig says, enter the raffle because you will be supporting the Bob Moog Foundation and all of its projects, including Dr. Bob's Sound School, which teaches sound science to elementary year or young children in the US. There's nothing outside of the US at the moment. It's kind of a growing thing. Second grade, it says there in the thing, second grade is Science of Sound. But also there's the archive and also the Moogseum as well, which is a fantastic place. I really, really want to go there. One day we will. So as I said before, Michelle and I are hoping to get Eric onto the show at some point between now and the end of the raffle to tell us more about it and give it another plug and another push. Of course, Eric has been on the show before. If you missed that episode, just go back to our YouTube page and search Eric Norlander, and you'll find the show where we had him on for the entire event. And he's a lovely guy, super guy. And I'm not entirely sure if I'm allowed to say what his new job is. I think I might leave that one until we have him on the show.
Google it.
Because I'm not entirely sure how much... Sorry?
Google it, see if it comes up.
Possibly. I know he was telling other people about it, but I don't know if he wants... I will respect...
yeah, okay.
Yeah. We'll leave it as a surprise. It's a very interesting and very, very positive appointment in the world of synthesizers. That's what I'll say. And I think it will make a lot of people a lot more relaxed about certain situations.
A definite wipe of the brow and a release of tension.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So Yeah.
Good.
So yes, very good. Bob Mo
Buy
Foundation.
tickets.
Buy tickets, yes. So let me just put that website on the screen. I think. Thank you, Andrew, for putting the link in the chat. So there it is. You can win that fully restored Moog source. I really want that, just purely because of the new order connection. So I really do.
And signed by Bob.
And of course, it's signed
owned
by
by Eric Norlander.
I know, you can't go wrong, can you?
No, you're getting everything in that package.
And I'm sure lots of other people have used it famously on other records. If you know them, let us know in the comments. I keep telling myself I should encourage more people to comment, whether it's live or whether it's under the video. If you know of any classic Moog source tracks, stick them in the comments. Let us know. I want to know. Yeah, go and get it. And also, just read at the bottom there, as an added bonus for this raffle only, you can get a free 2024 Bob Moog His Life and Work 90th Birthday Commemorative Calendar when you purchase a bundle of 6, 14 or 40 tickets. This is valid until the limited quantity of tickets runs out. This offer does not apply to the purchase of individual tickets. You know what I mean. It's all there. Go for it. It's a great cause, and we love it when they do these raffles. And it doesn't come long after the Dominic Milano one, which we covered with Dominic himself. So look out. We will hopefully have Eric on the show in the next couple of weeks.
Yay.
There we go. Talking of people coming on the show next week, guess who we've got? Doesn't take much working out. There's a new Cherry Audio plugin coming out next week, so guess who's on the show next week? Yes, the Cherry Audio guys will be back. At least Dan will be. I don't know if Mitchell's going to be joining.
I thought it'd be Adele.
Adele, yeah. All right, love. So, yes. Dan Goldstein and maybe somebody else from Cherry Audio will be on to talk about their new plugin, which is coming out next... what day is the 14th? It's Valentine's Day. I shouldn't really forget
Valentine's Day. Yes.
Yeah.
Valentine's
Is that
Day.
Wednesday?
I think it is, actually.
14, 15,
Let's have a look.
yeah, it is. It's Wednesday.
Yeah.
Next Wednesday. So, and
Day after Pancake
it's rather
Day.
good. Yeah. It's rather good. So have fun with that. Yes, Pancake Day. Shrove Tuesday. Yeah, that's the day
Shrove
before.
Tuesday, Pancake Day.
Shrove Tuesday, yeah. Pancake Day. Yeah.
Suddenly the stocks and shares in Jif goes up 900%.
Was that Jif? Jif.
Yep, Jif.
Jif.
Not HIF. Not HIF.
Okay, just thought I'd check.
Don't get them mixed up.
This is a good point. This is a question we can ask Dan next week. That how well have Cherry Audio done since Korg announced their PS3300? Have lots of people gone, love that, but can't afford it? I'll go and buy a plugin instead. That would be interesting to know.
Well, it's certainly brought it to the consciousness. Isn't it?
Yeah.
The general consciousness.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And the plugin is brilliant.
Yeah. So next week, Dan Goldstein, at the very least, Dan Goldstein from Cherry Audio, coming back on the show. He's a regular. We love having him on. He loves coming on. Everybody loves having him there.
We're charging
It's
him
a winner.
rent.
It's
We
a
charge him
win-win
rent
situation.
for his seat.
Yeah. Well, he lives rent-free up here in my head with all this stuff. It's amazing.
Yeah, he does.
We'll also talk to him about Synth, which is their brand new free plugin manager for all the Cherry Audio plugins and libraries and everything else. It's completely free of charge. It's a very small footprint application, and if you own Cherry Audio stuff, it's an absolute must-have. So we'll love to talk to him about that and his ethos behind that. Right, one more thing to talk about, I believe, and that is this little thing from a small company, and there's no pun intended, called Baby Audio. This is Atoms. So that's brand new from Baby Audio. It was announced at NAMM. That wasn't last week. That was a week before. I can't remember. Anyway, it's all a blur. It's a physical modelling synth, but it's an organic physical modelling synth, which I think has been done. And the first thing I saw in my head when I saw this was Synplant. It has a very similar sort of look with that kind of round display in the middle, but I'm not saying that it does the same kind of thing. But the thing that intrigued me or troubled me the most about this is when I was watching demo videos, it was very clearly a physical modelling synth, and it was doing very weird, organic, ethereal kinds of sounds, and yet the music in the trailer there was very synth heavy. Didn't sound very physically modelled to me. It sounded very analog to me, and I might be doing it a disservice. It didn't grab me, and I'm normally very grabbed by physical modelling stuff. I do like physical modelling stuff. It retails for $99.99, although you can currently have it for $59, which is the 41% saving on the full price. You can buy it as part of a bundle as well. You can get a free trial, so if you want to test it out, you can. But yeah, it's they call it a new kind of synth, but they all do, don't they? Uses cutting-edge physical modelling to generate an endless variety of organic and otherworldly sounds, and that's not what I kind of heard in that video. But look, I'm a huge physical modelling fan, but this didn't seem to grab me in the same way that things like Chromophone do. I much prefer that, although maybe this is just doing something in a different way that I don't really appreciate. I'd like to know what Mr. Manny Fernandez thinks about this, given that he's very well versed in this. And he's just popped up and said, they model the cutting of edges. But yeah, sorry, Andrew.
We spoke about this briefly last week, but there weren't any demo videos or whatever. And I think I said at the time, I quite want to get this. I'm kind of reviewing my opinion on that, because what they said and what I was hoping to see was that it talks about bowing, being able to bow across the strings. And bowing means you can start quietly and build, you can do the bowing thing. There is not a single piece of demo where it shows that attack on the bowing. You can control the attack, but that's just like turning a volume knob. It's an envelope.
Yeah.
It's not. You're not hearing that bowing thing, and that's what I was really looking for. Everything starts like ding straight away. So that for me is the bit that's missing. If you're going to model, a chain of different physical connections which vibrate and you're bowing them, then you expect it to work like a rosin bow. That really intrigued me. What I'm hearing at the moment is it's another synth. It's got some different, the same kinds of controls. I'm not that blown away. I'm blown away with the idea of it. I want to see them do something with the bowing that's different and unique, and that would then grab my interest immediately.
Yes. Sorry, I'm just trying to press the right button here. I struggled to hear anything there that was exciting.
There is another demo video.
Physical modelling pun.
Yeah, no, there's another video which you can find, in their stuff, which is a how to use it demo. What things do. That actually gives a better idea of it, and it does actually do some really cool things. But without the bowing being a bow, I'm just kind of, it's more like a pluck, really, and maybe lots of different pluck. Ding, ding, ding. It doesn't feel like a bow, which is a shame, because that's the bit that.
But then,
that's the organic
physical modelling can't all be about bowing and plucking and.
But that's what they say it is. They say it's bowing. All the way through it talks about bowing, and I'm not hearing any evidence of bowing.
Other aircraft manufacturers are.
Yeah, other aircraft manufacturers. That deserves
what I'm worried about this. I'm always worried. Try to fish.
all week.
I'm always worried when a company advertises their new product and the music that they use to promote their new product has absolutely nothing to do with the product they're selling.
Yeah,
Always a
there's that.
little sort of like, So I'm glad they're doing a free trial because I want to try this out before
Yeah.
parting with any hard stolen money. It's stolen, essentially, because I don't want to end up with another Osmos engine and going, oh Christ, oh dear. So I'm glad, like I say, I'm glad they're doing a free trial so we can try it out, and because I think this might not be to everybody's expectations or tastes.
Yes.
So try it first. Trial it.
Try
first
before you buy.
Yeah, absolutely. Because it,
Hey, before you buy.
Yeah.
the words physical modelling covers a great deal.
It's
From
abroad.
from oh wow to Jesus Christ.
And also it's a bit
Release
like
this.
it's a bit like AI covers a lot of sins. Lots of people use the
Yeah.
epithet, use the label, but when
Yes.
you look under the hood, you go, "That's not AI. That's just no." What are you
Yeah.
talking about?
Yeah.
Well, there you go. That's Baby Audio's new Atoms synth. You did that without moving your lips. So it's available now, €59. There is a trial version. It will go up to 99, which is the full price. And to be fair, Baby Audio do make some good stuff. I've got their BA1 little synth plugin, which is the kind of Casio CS01 thing, and that's very nice. That is really nice. That's available now. So we've got one more thing I want to cover, and that is to do with this little thing, the ELZ1 Play from Sonicware. So the company have been incredibly transparent about an issue that they have encountered, and it's to do with that
The
screen.
display.
The display. So, Sonicware. Sorry, where did that come from? Sonicware sent out an
You're in
email to
love.
all the backers that read as such: we have started shipping the ELZ1 Play since last month, but only 10% of the total shipments have been made as of now. As reported in the previous update on the blog, the main reason that they've not been able to increase production speed is due to a number of inspection processes. In the course of the production, they have found the possibility or probability, they said, of an LCD protective acrylic window being rejected by quality control. And it was generating high levels of rejection. Therefore, they've done some, they've shouted, I assume, at the parts supplier who have just this very day supplied them with replacement LCD windows for inspection. If those screens are good, next week they'll check the parts and resume production next week. If that isn't the case, production may get delayed until March time. So if you have one of these on order and you haven't had a shipping notice yet, then this is why. Now, I spoke to Sonicware this afternoon, and their gentleman there that I deal with says this issue is the fault of the LCD window supplier, and our factory found that the delivered LCD windows were not made as designed. There is nothing wrong with any of the other components of the EZL1 Play that they've already shipped. So if you've already got one, phew, they're all absolutely fine. So this has happened since then. So hats off to Sonicware for finding the issue, for alerting us as soon as they knew that there was an issue, and
And for
being
not shipping
completely
out
open.
something with a fault, which is great.
Exactly. And of
It's
course,
good
you're
QA.
frustrated, aren't you? Because you're desperate to get yours.
I'm desperate to get mine, but I'm really pleased they're taking such care and attention. From what
Yeah.
you've told me, it's really well built. So I just want
It's a
it
brilliant thing.
to be right when it does arrive,
Yeah.
and I will be a very happy bunny then.
And I think this really speaks to the character and the what's the word I'm looking for? The honourability. Is that a word? I don't know.
Honourability.
Honourability.
The
Did I
integrity.
just make up integrity?
The
That's
integrity.
the word. It was in my head. It was in my head. It just needed to be found. The integrity of this
Where's the
company.
AI when you need it?
I know.
Yeah.
I am the AI. What are you talking about? But
With a
it,
French
no,
accent.
it speaks to their integrity when, you know, they instantly tell you there's a problem and that you're going to have to wait maybe a little bit longer. Because the one thing, when I used to work in retail, I used to train people to serve customers. And I said the first thing that you should do is admit that you made a mistake. If you made a mistake, say, I'm sorry, I made a mistake, because it instantly diffuses a situation and you can build on that. But the customer will trust you because you've admitted that you've done that. And that's exactly what these guys have done. I emailed them because obviously I didn't get that original email because I've already got mine. Andrew sent the email to me. I emailed Takahiro. Takahiro came back to me and said, this is the situation. And his actual words in his email were, "Hi Rob, thank you for your consideration. We would like you to announce it on your program." So they want to get the word out. I mean, most companies would actually, a lot of companies would just maintain a complete radio silence, not say anything. And that's just going to wind you up even more. So, Bert. Oh, there you go. The puns are running thick and fast. It's good to be transparent about your windows. But yes, as Simon points out, mistakes are always more forgivable than orchestrated bullshit. Very, very true.
Yeah.
And Andrew Brooks says that honourability is now a bona fide word. Well done, Robbie. There you go.
Honourability.
I'll take that. Honourability.
Nurse.
The more I think about that, the more I've just done that
again.
in public. Oh my word. Anyway, so if you are waiting for these, you might have to wait a little bit longer. But I tell you, I've had this now for a few weeks. It's so worth. This is the first thing that's going in my carry-on luggage to Super Booth. This is coming with me everywhere I go. It's that good. That, I believe, let me just double check. We've done that. We've spoken about that. Yeah, that's a show. And look at that. We are literally just coming up to 9 o'clock. It's just ticked over to 9 as I've just said those words.
And I haven't got an announcement.
No.
Which only goes to show we can talk without saying anything.
I know. Fantastic. And people come to watch it. And
there's a 7-letter word for that.
Yeah.
Dyslexia.
So there you go.
Oh, right.
Can I just remind everyone
beginning with W.
Can I just remind everyone about Dom's list? I'll put the link back up in the chat. Go and grab that. You can download it from my website. You can download it from the file section over on the Facebook, the ProSynth Facebook page. Email Margaret, and I wish you the very best of luck in that you get what you get what you want, and that it gives you some satisfaction and great pleasure. And if you do get something from Dom's list, take a picture, throw it up on our Facebook group, and we'll be happy to share that. People receiving their Dom bits. Sounds a bit weird, but I'm sure he'll laugh.
That's what.
Love Lady Aptitude say, right, it's just another 20 minutes of Robbie saying goodbye.
Yeah. All right, I'll just press the button then.
No, keep going.
Keep going. No, I've got a bottle of wine. I haven't got to go and pick the daughter up tonight. I'm starting early.
I don't get the Indian till tomorrow, so I've got time to kill.
Do you have a pub tomorrow, Ken?
No, there's a senior on tomorrow.
Oh, is there?
Oh yeah, yes. JX3D.
JX3D is doing a senior tomorrow
What
night.
time?
8 o'clock.
8 o'clock.
About 8 o'clock-ish.
Yeah, UK time. So
I might do a pubby thing afterwards.
Okay.
You know, where everybody's all, very drunk.
Yeah.
Up for a
As
fight.
if.
Yeah.
Ramsey, of course, don't forget Ramsey's on at 1 p.m. UK time tomorrow afternoon. Jamie is on Sunday, and I believe he's got a whole bunch of people. He's got Tim Grogan and Marshall Arnold and a lady whose name I forget because it was completely new to me. I didn't recognise it. So, but yeah, Geosynth's on Sunday at 6 p.m.
Yep.
Yeah, UK time. So plenty of other stuff to be watching going on. I don't know, Kent, if you know the answer to this question. With Dom's stuff, is it collection only, or do you negotiate shipping with Margaret?
I don't know.
No.
I would imagine, because most of the stuff is going to be where Margaret is.
Yeah.
Yes. It's,
bar-
Margaret or Dom. Yeah.
2 or 3 pieces, which would be here. So it would either be we could pack them up from here, or
Here's the thing. There are hundreds of items on there to try and that becomes a major operation. If possible, people should probably try to get down and get them picked up. That's my understanding. That's what everyone's hoping for.
yeah.
But
I mean, technically, it should come up within the purchasing process.
yeah.
So speak to Margaret. That's as I said from the very outset. She's the one. She's the one to talk to.
Yeah.
I wish Margaret all the very best in dealing with all of these emails from around the world. So
You live about 1,000 miles away, Wagoo. Well, can you pick my thing up on the way through? Because I've got, just if you don't mind, you're already travelling.
Yeah.
Get everyone else's. Start a delivery service.
I'm sure that they've thought about this. I'm sure they've thought. They know that Dom had friends far and wide. So I'm sure that.
Wouldn't it be
They've
nice
thought
if
about
people did pick up stuff for other people and dropped it off? It's a continuation of the community thing that we've got.
Exactly. Yeah.
Here. That would be a
Yeah.
really good
If you're
thing.
able to do that, absolutely.
Yeah.
Indeed. Cool beans. Well, it's time to go to bed, as we all do. As soon as we turn off here, we're all in bed with our Coco. So
Yeah, and she's a lovely woman, Coco.
she is. Lovely to see you guys. Busy weekends ahead.
Yeah, this is all coming out.
Oh gosh, it's one of those
dear.
weekends, is it?
Yeah, it's one of those.
Hang on. Yeah. It's about 6 weeks since you did it the last time. So
Yeah.
Yeah. How many? He is going to find the back of a wardrobe and step into Narnia at some point. He really will. It's going
He
to
would
happen.
I thought I'd
Yeah,
already
yes.
done that, and I'm in it.
Well, you do look a bit like Mr. Tumnus, but I don't like to sort of. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, I got the legs for it.
Yeah, you certainly have. Hairy, hooven,
Yeah, I
cloven
am.
hooved,
Cloven hooved. Yeah,
and I'm heading into the.
which means I can't use that Ableton Live unit. So I feel segregated.
well, I don't
That's
know.
what
It's
it was.
designed for guitarists. So. Oh, hang on. So we can add guitarists to.
Well,
to
shouldn't it
Genos
be at
2
head
ohms
level
now.
so they can butt it?
Genus. Oh dear.
Oh dear, oh dear.
We're
oh dear.
losing friends already. Listen, I'm heading into the studio tomorrow. I've got some audio problems and latency and drivers to sort out with the 1820, which is proving to be a pain. Lots of clicks and things. So I'm going to sort that out tomorrow. And then I've got someone appearing in the afternoon to do some.
Some playing. Lovely. What am I doing? Oh, that's it. I'm writing some stuff for Gear News, and then I'm going to a fundraising event for my friend who sadly has just been diagnosed with motor neurons. So we're looking to raise some money for her. And I'm actually thinking that maybe we can do something to add to that fund. I'm just thinking what that might be. 24-hour live stream. Hey, just do the sponsored live stream or something.
We'll do it. I'll do it.
Actually, I was thinking about 24 hours around the Nürburgring ring.
Yeah.
But no, yeah. So it's going to be a very interesting evening because it's going to be.
It started already. Look.
Yeah. Look at that. Yeah, he's moving stuff
Do
around.
you know what
What's
this
that?
is? Look at the size of this.
The blooming heck is that? What
It's
is
my
it?
Rolly.
That's your Rolly.
Oh, it's a case for a Rolly. I would have thought
Yeah,
it was
this
some
is my
sort of.
this is my seaboard.
You could
I'll imagine.
surf
Is
on
it that kind of a sea?
It's so heavy. The good
Yeah.
thing about
Which
this
one
is
is
the
it?
sounds are built. This is the seaboard, the 88 note seaboard rise, not rise.
Oh, okay.
Seaboard.
Yeah.
Not the,
If you are going to do
the other
a
three.
sponsored thing, Robbie, seriously, count me
Only
in.
£5,000.
Okay, yeah. Well, I just think we could do something. But
Yeah, be nice to.
Okie doke. Right. And on that note, bid you all farewell. As Lady Apple said, we've only taken 7 minutes to say goodbye. So anyway. Don't forget, we'll be back same time, same place next week with Dan Goldstein from Cherry Audio. By that time, you'll all know what the new Cherry Audio plugin is. We already know it's bloomin' brilliant. Stick around for that one. It's going to be great. And so we'll have Dan on the show, maybe somebody else to tell us all about it. And give us a click, give us a like and a subscribe.
It's a lick.
give a lick. What? A light?
Did you say
Did I say a lick?
Cluckle.
I thought you said give us a lick. I went,
Nurse, the drugs. Come on,
click.
he's
No, I said
failing.
click.
oh, click.
Or maybe I got click and link, and I just said lick. Honestly,
I thought you said lick. I
Painful,
don't know.
isn't it?
It sounded like lick. It might not have been.
I went to see the doctor today, and
Who am I?
yeah, maybe
What's
there's
my
something else
name?
going on. Anyway,
Are we Gran Turismo in this weekend?
I'm always Gran Turismo every weekend.
Yeah, I know, but are we Gran Turismo in this
If
weekend?
you want to,
And I promise I won't
Let's.
bring out the Mustang and beat you
It's okay,
all the
don't worry.
time.
it's all right. It's okay.
Jeepers weepers.
Well, it does nearly 300 mile an hour. You know, it's very, very tuned.
So it's not a real one then?
No, it's a concept
goes.
Mustang.
Oh, really? Oh,
Oh, it goes like the clap. No, if I took a Mac
No, it
1
doesn't.
out, it only does 170 mile an hour.
there we go. There we go.
Pass that in a Polo.
And on that note, gentlemen, it's been a pleasure.
Cake.
To our lovely audience, thank you ever so
cake.
much. Thank you. Do come and join us again next week, where we'll talk more rubbish about synthesizers and music technology. Until then,
Technology.
have a fantastic weekend.
Goodbye.
Yeah,
Goodbye.
stay
Did I
safe,
join
be
a
good.
Did I join a rockabilly band? Get down. What the hell's all that?
Bye, everyone.